Lakers and Warriors are betting favorites to sign Suns' Bradley Beal in trade. Hello Dub Nation, it's always a thrill to connect with you, especially as we're about to reveal the latest news that could shape the fate of our beloved Golden State Warriors. But before we dive into this whirlwind of information, let me make a friendly request. Show us some love by clicking the like button to strengthen our bond, and hey, if you are not subscribed yet, join our channel for a thrilling and emotional journey. Don't forget to turn on notifications to stay ahead of the game. Lakers and Warriors are the favorites in betting to sign Bradley Beal from the Suns in a trade. Will Bradley Beal finally end up in Los Angeles? The Phoenix Suns saw their postseason come to an end with a 4-game sweep at the hands of the Minnesota Timberwolves. It was a disappointing finish for a Suns team full of stars and with NBA title aspirations from the start. Now, there are rumors about the future of this team, including players like Bradley Beal and Kevin Durant. The latest betting odds have the Los Angeles Lakers and the Golden State Warriors as the favorites to land Beal if the Suns decide to trade him, according to BetOnline. Here are the top teams on the list. Lakers, plus 500. Golden State Warriors, plus 600. Philadelphia 76ers, plus 800. New York Knicks, plus 900. Orlando Magic, plus 1,000. Miami Heat, Brooklyn Nets, plus 1,200. It remains to be seen what the Suns will do regarding Beal and other stars, as well as coach Frank Vogel. But a first-round exit after assembling a talented Big Three is not what anyone envisioned, so there could be a series of changes this offseason in Phoenix. Rumors about Bradley Beal ignite once again. For what seems to be the 5th consecutive season, rumors are swirling about Bradley Beal's future. His ending with the Washington Wizards was questionable. Ultimately, the Suns managed to strike a deal to bring him to town. However, a year later, his future remains unclear. The Lakers are once again a destination for Beal, something that is not new after years linked to Los Angeles. On the Lakers front, it remains to be seen what they will decide to do. There have been rumors involving LeBron James and what will happen with him this summer. But in a scenario where LeBron James and Anthony Davis are still together and Beal arrives in town, that would instantly make them contenders in the Western Conference. The Warriors are another intriguing landing spot for Beal. Klay Thompson's future with the team is up in the air, and there's a chance he could leave for the first time in his NBA career. The Warriors lost in the play-in tournament to the Sacramento Kings, just 2 years after winning the NBA title, so there may be changes in Golden State as well. The other teams with the highest odds on this list are all from the Eastern Conference. Each of them would be an interesting choice for Beal and a return to the East after spending all his time with the Wizards before heading to Phoenix. With the Suns' playoffs officially coming to an end, it will be an off-season full of rumors and potentially some big changes. Golden State Warriors insider fuels Kevin Durant reunion speculation. Nearly 5 years after his departure from the Golden State Warriors, the idea of Kevin Durant returning to the team is gaining traction. This buzz has been sparked by Durant's recent challenges with the Phoenix Suns and the Warriors' desire to bolster their roster for another shot at an NBA championship. Monty Poole, an insider for NBC Sports Bay Area covering the Warriors, has proposed that Golden State entertain the idea of trading for Durant. Such a move could involve significant changes to the roster, potentially seeing players like Jonathan Kuminga and Andrew Wiggins depart. The objective is to take advantage of Stephen Curry's peak years by adding a player of Durant's caliber. Acquiring Durant at this juncture would not only require approval from all parties, that's the tricky part, but also substantial roster adjustments, starting with the potential departures of Jonathan Kuminga and Andrew Wiggins, Poole noted. Before dismissing this as mere speculation, remember that few outside the Warriors' inner circle envisioned first-year general manager Mike Dunleavy and Joe Lacob pursuing Chris Paul last summer. Curry has previously voiced his excitement about the possibility of Durant's return, and Draymond Green has also expressed support for the idea. Furthermore, Golden State CEO Joe Lacob has openly questioned Durant's decision to leave the team in 2019 via a sign-and-trade agreement with the Brooklyn Nets. Durant's potential comeback becomes increasingly enticing as the Warriors aim to construct a championship-caliber team in the upcoming offseason. Despite Durant's consistent All-Star performances, his recent playoff run with the Suns ended in disappointment, with the team being swept by the Minnesota Timberwolves. Since leaving the Warriors, Durant's career has seen a mix of high expectations and limited postseason success, contrasting with his triumphant 3-year stint in Golden State. Both the Nets and the Suns, teams Durant played for post-Warriors, were assembled with significant investments but fell short of championship aspirations. His time in Brooklyn alongside Kyrie Irving and later James Harden, as well as in Phoenix with Devin Booker and Bradley Beal, highlighted the challenges of translating individual star power into sustained team success. This summer, Durant and Curry will reunite as part of Team USA, coached by Steve Kerr. This gathering presents an opportunity for reflection and potentially meaningful discussions about Durant's future. Considering the Warriors' plans to retire Durant's jersey number, the organization may see this as an ideal moment to explore a reunion, reminiscent of past considerations for major player acquisitions like LeBron James. Draymond Green's big softy jab at Jusuf Nurkic escalates rivalry. Draymond Green fires back at Jusuf Nurkic post-Suns exit. More often than not, Draymond Green will have the final word. So, when the Phoenix Suns were officially eliminated from the NBA playoffs by the Minnesota Timberwolves on Sunday night, everyone should have expected him to have a fiery response to his adversary, Jusuf Nurkic. After Green and the Golden State Warriors fell to the Sacramento Kings in the play-in tournament, the Suns center relished the moment. He used the famous words of Porky Pig, from Looney Tunes, to rub some salt into the Dubs' wounds. Now, it's he who is being targeted for mockery. Green is rushing to join Warriors fans in this revenge. Unfortunately, it's all personal, said the four-time champion on his podcast, via BallasLife.com, referring to Nurkic's own taunt from a few weeks ago. You have to be very careful when you don't have as much success and try to attack people. When you really don't affect the game's outcome, it's very difficult to attack people because you're out there and you can't affect what your end result is. And then, the big softy backed off. Green's explanation of why Nurkic shouldn't be trash-talking is arguably more pointed than his actual disdain for the big softy. Fair or not, European big men have been labeled as soft for decades. Consequently, Nurkic likely isn't bothered by such an insult. But no athlete wants to be deemed unworthy of trash talk. Draymond Green fires back at Jusuf Nurkic. Draymond Green might as well be likening Jusuf Nurkic to a fan criticizing a player without being able to put them in their place on the court. That's tough. The 29-year-old doesn't receive the accolades his rival does, but he has enjoyed a solid NBA career, averaging 12.1 points, 8.9 rebounds, and 1.1 blocks per game. While many first-round picks fade away, Nurkic has carved out a role for himself over the past 9 years. Still, he isn't exactly considered an X-factor on a championship contender. He is the starting center for a team that just got eliminated in the first round of the NBA playoffs. That's not to say most of the blame falls on his shoulders. There are plenty of reasons why the Suns fell short of expectations this season. And that's why he probably shouldn't have gloated on social media when the Warriors were eliminated. Whether Nurkic posts a double-double or gets pushed around, taking shots at a player or team is ill-advised for any Phoenix player. While it was championship or bust for the Suns before the year began, they narrowly avoided the play-in tournament and got eliminated in the first round. Phoenix has the right to boast over the Warriors in 2024, but it's still risky to engage in verbal warfare during the playoffs, especially for this particular individual. Nurkic is 3-17 in postseason play. However, if we follow Draymond Green's logic, it's hard to blame Nurkic for that record, considering he really can't affect the outcome of a game. Sure, it's a bit more complicated than that, just like Nurkic's reasons for needling Green and Warriors fans. Nurkic certainly hasn't forgotten what Green did to him. There's been discord between these two men since the Golden State forward swung his arm wildly and struck the Bosnia and Herzegovina native in the face during a game last December. The incident resulted in an indefinite suspension and saw Green attend counseling. When the Warriors and Suns clashed again in February, things remained tense between the two players. Certainly, one can understand why Nurkic harbors resentment toward Green, but he probably could have kept the feud between themselves and left the Warriors out of it. Perhaps it was too late for that, given that Steph Curry commented on the situation in February. Either way, there's likely more fireworks to come at some point in the future. The referees should be on alert for the next Suns-Warriors encounter.